Hello everyone. Today we are going to start our physics class of class 10. The first chapter is laws of motion. Laws of motion. Now, what is this laws of motion? Laws. What are these laws? Laws means what? Laws means rules. Laws means rules. Now, first of all, where from there are some certain parts of physics. So, the first part is mechanics. From this mechanics, our laws of motion has come. So, all the properties, all the definitions, everything, all the theory is derived from this. This is the branch of physics. Branch of physics is mechanics. Now many people do PhD also. PhD, MTech, all higher studies can also be done on this topic. So now who is the main scientist behind all this mechanics is Sir Isaac Newton. In the year 1500 to 1600, he is the main person who has derived all the theories and who has explained all the properties and all the definitions. He is the main person. Now, going into the topic, let us see what is there in the next. So, the main component in this chapter is force. Now, what is force? Without this force, there is no mechanics. Without force, there is no mechanics. All the terms which are derived come from force itself. So, this is our main component. Force is the main component. Now, what is the definition for force? Definition for force: a push or pull given to a body to start or stop motion is force. A push or pull given to a body to start or stop motion is force. Now, let us take an example. Now, I have a marker. Now, how am I holding this? How am I able to hold this? I am putting some force to hold this weight. So, I am holding this marker. So, I am applying some force with my hand. That is why this marker is staying in my hand, or else it will fall down. That is our example for holding a book or pen or whatever. Book or pen, whatever it is. Right? Okay. Now, SI unit. SI unit of force. Force equal to Newton, which is denoted by capital N. SI unit of force is Newton, which is denoted by capital N. Okay. Note this down. Open a new book and note everything, whatever I write on the board. Clear? Okay, fine. Pause the video and note it down. Now, previously we have spoken about mechanics. We have spoken about mechanics. Mechanics, I have told you, it is a branch of physics. Branch of physics. Right? Now, this mechanics is divided into two parts. One is static. One is static. Next is dynamics. Static and dynamics. Here, static means what? Body at rest. Static means body at rest. Dynamics means body in motion. Body in motion. Now, what is a body at rest? Suppose a tree is there. Is it walking or running? No, it is just standing in its own place. So that is why it is body at rest. Now, body in motion. If you have a car is moving. It won't be standing. If you stop the engine only, it will stop. Otherwise, it will be moving. So here, moving car. Clear? Now, again, this dynamics is divided into two parts. One is kinematics, other is kinetics. Kinematics and kinetics. Clear? Now, what is this kinematics means? Body in motion. Body in motion without considering cause of motion. Without considering cause of motion. And what is this kinetics? Body moving by considering cause of motion. Now, what here? Kinematics means without considering cause of motion. Means if a car is moving without any force, the car does not move. If we do not consider that force, it comes under kinematics. If we consider that force, consider that force, it is kinetics. So here we are not considering, here we are considering. So mechanics is divided into static and dynamics. Static means body at rest, dynamics means body at motion. Again, dynamics is divided into two parts. One is kinematics, other is kinetics. Kinetics means body in motion without considering cause of motion. Next, kinetics, body in motion with considering cause of motion. Clear? Okay. Note it down. Now, we'll see the next topic. Now, there is a scientist called Galileo. I think you have heard of him. Scientist named Galileo. He is the one who took a ship and went to a world tour for the first time, and to find out the earth is straight path or a circular path. So he is the one who told that earth is in circular shape. So he gave some important points. What are those? Are first point, the natural state of earthly bodies is either in rest or in uniform motion. Now, rest means you already know body is not moving. Now, what is this uniform motion? Uniform motion means equal speed in equal time. Equal speed in equal time. Suppose here a person is there. A person P is there. He's standing at 0. He's standing at 0, and here after 0 he went for 10 kilometers with a speed of 10 meters per second. So he traveled 10 kilometers in 10 meters per second. In the next 10 kilometers till here he traveled till 10 meters per second. The next 10 kilometers also he should travel again in 10 meters per second. So how much the speed, both should be equal, both speed and time should be equal, then only we call it as uniform motion. Uniform motion, the example is your earth is there. The rotation period is 24 hours. So daily it will take 24 hours for one rotation, and for revolution it takes 365 days. So that is constant. That is called uniform motion. Clear? Okay. This is your first point. And the second point is a body in motion will continue to be in motion as long as no external force is applied. Now what is this? A body in motion will continue to be in motion as long as no external force is applied. So if you are driving in a car, if you are going in a moving car, so if some speed breaker comes, then only you will stop it. You will stop the car. Otherwise, you will go smoothly. So that is what he told. No external force. So your external force is your brake. Why are you applying your brake? Because some speed breaker has come. That is why you are using the brake. So a body in motion will continue to be in motion as long as no external force is applied. No external force. External force here means your brake. Clear? Okay. Next, the third point is when the force is applied on the body, they resist to change their state of rest or motion. This is called inertia. This is called inertia. Note these 2 points. This point, when the force is applied on the body, they resist to change its state of rest or motion. This is called inertia. This point will be discussing detailedly in our next topic. Okay, fine, clear. Note this point. And the fourth point, when a body is dropped in a vacuum of any shape, size or mass will reach the ground at same time. Now what is this? When a body is dropped in a vacuum of any shape, size or mass will reach the ground at same time. Now what is vacuum? Vacuum means space. Space. Vacuum equal to space. Why are we calling vacuum? Because no gravity. No gravity. There is no gravity in space. That is why your astronauts, everyone will be flying. They can't touch the ground if they are in space. Clear? So there is no gravity. That is why if a body of 1000 kg is dropped, suppose a ball is there. A ball is dropped. Here ground is there. A ball is dropped. So this ball and other ball of mass 10 kg, if this is also dropped onto the ground, both of them reach at same time. It is irrespective of mass, 1000 kg or 10 kg, anything. Both are balls only, but the time at which they reach the ground is same. That is what Galileo has proposed. Clear? Note this point. Fine. Now, the next topic is inertia. Inertia. Now, what is this inertia? Inertia means, suppose if you are traveling in a bus suppose you are traveling in a bus. Suppose a speed breaker has come. You are moving in a bus and a speed breaker has come. What will the driver do? He will apply the brake. What will you do sitting in the bus? You will try to move forward. Why? Because of inertia. Now the same bus again, after crossing the speed breaker, if he wants to accelerate, what will you do? Driver will accelerate. So what will you do? You will move backwards. Why? Because of inertia. This is the force which is pulling you back or pulling you front. Clear? Okay. Now write the definition. Definition is the property of a body to resist the state of rest or state of motion. State of motion is called inertia. Clear? The property of a body to resist. So suppose the same bus is applying brake, but you are moving forward. Bus is stopping, but you are moving forward. So you are resisting the motion. Bus is moving backwards, but you are moving forward. So you are resisting the motion. So state of rest or state of motion is called inertia, right? Okay. Now there is a small experiment in a textbook. What that is? Take a glass, fill it with water, put a card, take a piece of paper. Take a piece of paper and put a coin, 1 rupee coin or 5 rupee coin, anything your wish. Now what you do is, what you do is pull quickly. Pull the paper quickly means just pull it out. So where will the coin go? Will the coin move with the paper or will it fall down? So obviously it is going to fall into the water. Why? Because of inertia. You are pulling the paper, but this coin is at rest, so it will fall downwards. Coin is going to fall downwards and paper is going to move sideways. Clear? Now, to understand this experiment clearly, we have three types of inertia. What are those? We'll see. Now, first is inertia of rest. Second one is inertia of motion. Third one is inertia of direction. Now we'll see what is this one by one. Now first one is inertia of rest, second one is inertia of motion, third one is inertia of direction. Now inertia of rest means resistance of a body to oppose resistance of a body to the state of rest. Resistance of a body to the state of rest. Now we have seen that coin example. Just now I have told you glass and paper and a coin. So your coin is at rest and you are pulling the paper. So what is the coin doing? Falling into the tumbler. The next one is inertia of motion. Now inertia of motion is same again. Resistance of a body to the state of motion. Now you have a cricketer, bowler. Your bowler is there. What does he do? Will he just stand near the wickets and throw the ball? No. In international cricket, what they do? They run. They come from some distance. They come running from some distance and try to throw the ball. Why? Because the ball has to be thrown with more force, more force and velocity. More force and velocity. That is why a bowler comes running. So resistance of a body to the state of motion. So to throw a ball, you are not just standing over there and throwing, but you are going backwards and running and applying with more force. That is why the bowler is able to bowl. Okay. Now next, the third one is inertia of direction. Inertia of direction. Here resistance of a body to the state of direction. Now, example for this is, now if you are sitting in a bus, if the bus is going and suddenly a right turn comes, what does the bus do? It will take the right turn. So what will you do sitting in a bus? You will also take that right turn. You will also kneel to the window. So that is what. So bus is going in that direction. You are also going in that direction. So you are resisting the motion. You are trying to resist, but you are going with the bus. You are also taking the right turn. That is what is inertia of direction. Example is bus taking a sharp turn. Bus taking a sharp turn. Clear? Note it down. Next. Now the next topic is linear momentum. Linear momentum. Linear momentum means what? Let us see. The impact force is more if the mass and velocity of a body is more. Now let me take an example. Example, suppose a first class boy is there and a 10th class boy is there. So they want to throw the ball. Okay, they have a ball in their hand. They want to throw it. Who will throw for a more distance? Obviously, the 10th class boy will throw it for a more distance. Why? The first class boy will have a small hand. The mass of the hand is less, and the velocity with which he throw the ball is less. First class boy and a 10th class boy. But a 10th class boy, the hand is big and the velocity with which he throw the ball is more. So it will go for a more distance. That is what. Now that is what is impact force. The impact force is more if the mass and velocity of the body is more. Now this impact force is called linear momentum. Impact force is also called impact force is also known as linear momentum. Linear momentum, which is denoted by small p. Linear momentum is denoted by small p. Right? Okay. Now, the formula for linear momentum is P is equal to mass into velocity. Mass into velocity. P equal to mv. This is the formula for linear momentum. So, what are the SI unit? SI unit for mass is kg. Velocity is meters per second. You can also write it as kg meter second inverse. If you bring this second to the numerator, it becomes inverse. Now CGS system, it is gram centimeter per second. You can also write it as gram centimeter into second inverse. Clear? Linear momentum means mass multiplied with velocity. Clear? Okay. Now, fine. Till today, we'll stop it here, and in your next class, we are going to start laws of motion, which will be very interesting. And if you have any doubts, just let me know in the comment section. And once go through a textbook if you have it. Okay, fine. Thank you.